Hi, welcome to Cathy's Corner. I'm Cathy Ratliff, and this is my corner of the world. This is a YouTube about cross stitch, and that's what I'm here to show you things about cross stitch, all the things I do, and inspirations that I get from other tubers. So I hope you enjoy it. Thank you for watching. If you're happened here by accident, please like and subscribe. That really helps me out. And if you happen here on purpose and you're one of my subscribers, thank you so much for coming back and listening. I'm a full-time teacher. This is my last year, so I'm extra happy. But anyway, let's talk about cross stitch. I have a couple finishes, and I also have, I love thrift stores, and I was listening to a Flosstuber the other day, and I cannot remember who it is. I'm so sorry. I listen to so many Flosstubers. And she had a whole segment devoted to, excuse me, I've had bronchitis, missed school 3 days. In the second week of school, I missed 3 days because of bronchitis. So I'm going to cough every once in a while, but I know you'll forgive me. But anyway, I was watching all these floss tubes when I was sick, and I found this floss tuber who has a whole section on thrift store finds. Yay! Because I've done that before. And yay, she's a woman after my own soul. So I had some thrift store finds too that I'll talk to you about a little bit later. So I have a couple of finishes, FFOs. I finished this last time. This is a part of the Wreath swap. Home is where the wreath is from Stitching with the Housewives. And I finished it last time, but this time I mounted it on the little thing. So I'll show you that. And this is, I think, 28 count black Ada, and this is just some fabric I found at Joann's that was checkered fabric. So this is the O part of the HOME with Chelsea. In fact, here, I'll show you the pattern. Here's the pattern. It's called Wreath Swap. There's a 1 and a 2. The first one has like 6 months, and the second one has 6 months, and I believe this is September. So that was a finish. Now I have the, I'm working on the M right now, and I'll show you that in just a minute when I get to whips. Another finish I had was I am doing with the Colorado Stitcher in Colorado. She's a YouTuber. She has a thing called Summer Camp, and August is I think it's June, July, and August. So August is part of Summer Camp. And in August, she gives you different prompts to do each month. Excuse me. In August was try something new. So I tried 2 things new here. The orange is a silk, and I'd never used silk before. And the fabric is 40 count linen, and I had never used 40 count linen. So 40 count linen is a struggle for me. I'm 64 years old, and it was a real struggle, and I had a magnifying glass and readers on at the same time. So I probably won't be doing that again because I need to do something I can see. But I did do it, and I did get it done. I ripped out some things and, had to redo them, but that's okay. So this is it. This is a free pattern from Hello from Liz Mathews. You can go to her website and get this free pattern. There's two ways that this hope thing is done. This motif, it is up and down, and then there's a sideways one too with hope kind of, the hope is down here like this. So I finished it on a little pillow. I just made it up. I had some leftover fabric, and I fussy cut. Fussy cutting is when you cut something and you make sure that the picture or that the important part of it is right in the middle. So I fussy cut that piece of fabric. And then I put some on the top and the bottom and just put that little bow there. I'd like to add a little charm right there at some point, but I haven't done that yet. I used to make glass beads. I still do. And I've gone to a craft show and sold my glass bead jewelry. And so I think I'm going to find one of my old glass beads and maybe hook it to here and make it look like a little charm. So this is Hope by Liz Mathews, a free chart you can get on her channel. And it was also my part of, what's it called? Summer Camp 2022 with Colorado Stitcher. Now, the neat thing about that is that with Colorado Stitcher, you don't have to, but you can show what you're doing each month, and your name gets put into a pot from which they draw prizes for. So I put my name in the pot in July, and by golly, I won. So later on in my video, I'm going to show you all the wonderful things I won. They just give you sort of this big thing of all things cross stitch. So I'll show you that in a little bit. So I won. You don't win because your piece is wonderful. You just put in the pot to draw from if you do everything you're supposed to do that month. Well, July was, oh golly, I'll think about it and then I'll get back with you. Right now, I can hear my oven going off and clearly dinner's ready. So I will return after dinner. Bye. I'm back. Part of dinner was ready, such as, life. We do life things. So what was I talking about? Colorado Stitcher. The July thing was, I remember that I finished the E in Home is Where the Wreath Is for July. And I finished the 4th of July thing. I remember I did this. I did this and I did the E for summer camp. Here's this and here's the E. I think I did the E. And there was something else. I think it was just finish a small. I can't remember what it was, but it wasn't that big of the challenges aren't that big. It's just, you just do what she suggests and then you enter into a contest. So I won, and I'll show you that stuff later. Okay, now let's just go right ahead and talk about something very interesting. You know how you start stitching on something and you don't like it and you're like, okay, well then I'll just set it aside and maybe I'll get back to it, maybe I won't, maybe I'll trash it. Yeah, I know, but sometimes we have to do that. So this is a great pattern. I have no problem with this pattern. This is a Stitching with Housewife pattern, Dapper Doodads, Sweetest Honey. That's the pattern. And I didn't have any fabric this color, and I didn't know how to dye at the time. And so I just ordered some greenish fabric. Well, I'm relatively new at cross stitching, like 3 years, and I started during COVID, so I had only been to one brick and mortar store at the time, and didn't even think about looking for fabric at that store when I was there because I didn't even know anything about fabric back then. I didn't know what 40 count was, So I've had this pattern for a while, and it's been kind of sitting off to the side. Well, I was, framing up my Stitching with Housewife things, and I had this plaid fabric, and I had stitched up part of this chart. I stopped stitching it, excuse me, leftover bronchitis. I stopped stitching it because I didn't like the fabric. So here's the stitch. I don't recall what fabric it was on, but it's very see-through and it's very stiff, and I didn't like it, so I just stopped. Well, then one day I was passing by my, 2 months later, 3 months later, I had this sitting out because this is pre-cut I pre-cut all my cuts that are gonna go with my wreath swap pieces. And I saw this, and I saw this sitting next to it. And I went, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Because I picked all the wrong colors for this because I didn't have it. At the time, I didn't have anything. And I thought, that is really cute. Well, then I went to a thrift store, and I found probably 15 little round things of ribbon. And I'm like, because I buy ribbon at thrift stores all the time, because usually they're like 10 cents or 20 cents or 50 cents. Well, I bought like 10 or 15 of them for not very much money. And this was the ribbon in one of the thrift store finds that I had. And so then I said, oh, Cathy, why don't we do this? Now, I haven't done it yet, but I'm going to show you. I'm going to put this on the top border, this polka dot ribbon, and then I'm going to make a board out of this checkered part and put this on a board right here and put this dotted ribbon all around this Sweet as Honey thing. And oh my goodness, it's going to be so cute. And I'll show it to you next time I'll have it done. But I just thought that was really neat because I kind of set it aside, but I didn't hide it. I put it out on my, this is my little table that my husband made, this ironing table that he put on top of an old dresser that I had that was mine when I was 13 years old. I'm going to paint it white pretty soon, as all good things are, and they end up being painted white. So I'm going to paint that. But anyway, I just set it here, and it was here for a month or more. And then one day I had cut all these things and set it next to it, and there you go. And I'm like, oh my word, that's cute together. So I'm going to finish that off, and I'll show you that next time when it's finished. So I was happy that I didn't have to get rid of something. And again, I love the pattern. I just didn't have the right fabric, and I didn't like the fabric. And now, you know, the fabric is like, see there? I told you so. Let's see. Should I talk haul or should I talk whips? I think I'll talk whips first. There's a bunch of haul, but I'm going to talk whips. Okay, fully finished. I had the pillow and I have a wreath swap thing, and I think that's all for right now. I'm also working on a quilt. I'll show you that at the end. So, works in progress. I have been working on this for a while. This is Rejoice Evermore. This, I've never done a sampler before, and this is my first sampler. I took a while to start this because I knew my fabric. I knew this was going to be my fabric, this white, but I was scared to stitch on white. Finally, one day, I just started. And oh my gosh, this is now my favorite fabric. So let me tell you what fabric this is. I'll have to look it up. So here's my Rejoice Evermore. This is the top left, right? Yeah, the top left. And there we go. This is like absolutely fabulous. So I will look up the fabric. I know it's linen, and I wrote it down on a card that I thought I put in here, and my card is gone, so I don't have my card. Wait. I know, I wrote it on a white Belfast linen, 32 count, white Belfast linen. Okay. Favorite all-time fabric. Now, I've only been stitching 3 years, so that really doesn't mean a whole lot. But, I mean, look at this. It's kind of loose weave, and I love it. And it's like stitching on a tablecloth. I love every bit of it. So that's going to be great. And it took me a long time to get all the threads that go with it. I had to, you know, alternate and get some DMC, but here's my threads. Like, they're on this little old sewing machine thread holder. And then I have some on this circle thing because I got extra threads. Note to self. I did not realize, because I'm new at this, that if you stitch on something that is larger, than what the original was stitched on, then you need more thread. Note to self. I didn't know that because I really don't know a lot about this. I don't have any stitchy friends. It's not because I'm a mean person and I don't have friends. It's just because I started during COVID and I don't know anybody around me. So I don't have anybody to talk to, anybody to say, hey, by the way, did you know that if you stitch on something that was originally stitched in 40 count and you stitch it on 32 count, you're going to need more thread. Didn't know that, figured it out one day, and then ordered some more threads. So that's why this is so full. Some of these are duplicates, and others are just things that I was able to find at the last minute. So these are most of the called for and some DMC. It was hard to find. It's hard every once in a while to find Gentle Arts thread. I find that kind of frustrating sometimes. So I just substituted the DMC for the Gentle Arts threads that I couldn't find. So that is Rejoice Evermore by Brenda Gervais. So my first little sampler, I'm doing 2, I think, or 3 samplers that are my first samplers. So that's Brenda Gervais. That's my whip. A whip. Another whip is Above All by Teresa Kogut. This is Above All. And I've changed some colors in this one because if you'll notice, these colors are mostly gold-ish and that sort of deep red, like almost, what do we used to call that red? Oh, Lordy. I don't know, but it's a deep red, like burgundy. That's it, burgundy. So those are the colors. And I really like blues, so I decided to add some blue, and I've talked about this other times on my Flosstube, but I've added King Mackerel Blue, which is a almost, oh golly, what's that color that starts with a P? Like a pansy purple or something like that, but it's a blue-ish. Purple-ish. And I've added that to this. And so at first I decided to just make these butterflies here with that blue. And now I've decided to every other one of these up here to make blue. And there's some other things in the pattern I'm going to make blue. Now last time I had not finished these and I had not finished the words in the heart. So I finished both of those. And I also did some more of the green down here and over here, the green part of the border. Now this bird is 3 stitches off. If you're a cross stitcher, you know that 3 stitches off is a lot off. So I thought, am I gonna rip them out? No, because it's okay. I'll just make sure that over here, when I do my bird, which I've already started him right here, that I'll make sure he's 3 stitches off. And then everything else will be okay. Because this is in the very middle and I want my birds to look okay. So I was okay with that. Also, I've decided to put blue, and I've said in my other floss tubes, I'm going to put some blue in the berries there, blue in the berries there. I'm going to make the cat a different color and the dog a different color. I'm going to make them look like a cat and a dog I've had in my life. So, you know, you do you when you get these. So that's another sampler. Again, I've never done a sampler before, so now I'm doing, I think, 3 at once. And this is how I packaged all of those. I have DMC and Classic Colorworks threads, most of the called fors, and I just sewed these bags together, and I have them all right there like that. So I just kept them together instead of putting them all on the floss ring. It was just easier because there's so many colors. So that's what I did for that one. That's Teresa Kogut. And my wreath swap, I'm working, oh, there's an extra something. I'm working on the September O of the wreath swap from Stitching with the Housewives. And that one has little scarecrows and pumpkins in it. So here's, let's see, I need something Sorry, so sorry. So there's my little scarecrows, half their heads. And I'm using all different colors because I decided with September that I would just get whatever colors I had of fancy floss. And I like that because, so here's my, oh jeepers, I'm so sorry. Here's my floss ring. No, it does not look neat and pretty. I have DMC in there that are in these bags that I have my DMC in. And then I have Weeks Dye Works. Earlier, I think I said Classic Color Works. I meant Weeks Dye Works. DMC, Weeks Dye Works. So I've used all kinds of different colors because I just wanted to use what I had. And that's what's great about the Wreath swap is if you already have some things, just use what you have. You can get close to the colors. And then I'm also working on my letter M. So here he is, not very neat and orderly. I did not enjoy stitching on black. So what I did for the M and for the, there's no more letters, but the M and then the rest of my O's, there's 12 different ones. I am going to use, instead of 28 count black, I'm using 14 count black Ada, and that I can see. I just have a hard time seeing black, and I'm pretty sure I'm not the only person. So I just went and got some 14 count, and it's going along swimmingly. I can do that in the car with just my readers, and that's a good thing. Excuse me. And then another whip that I've been doing. This is my other sampler-ish thing. It's called What Remains by Blackbird Designs. I love this pattern. I love this sampler. I think it's called a sampler, I think. And I've been doing a lot on this. Last time, I think I had the border last time. But so here it is, side to side. And then down there, I've been working on that vase right there and the birds on the bottom. I think that's all I've done since I saw you last. And I may have, you know, finished off some of these leaves and that right there. But I think mainly I've done the birds and the vase at the bottom. I'm not changing any colors in this one because these colors are really beautiful and I love them. I wish now that I've stitched on that Belfast white, I wish I would have done that one on Belfast white because I really love that. And I'm using the Call For colors, and most are Weeks Dye Works and Summer Gentle Arts, and I just have them on this thing. I don't do things in a very absolutely perfect way, so that's the way it is. So that's Blackbird Designs. What Remains. That's a whip. Now I have another whip. I have a kind of a new whip. I'm so excited. So y'all may know Chrissy with Finally a Farm Girl. Well, Chrissy, sorry, my phone rang. I had to answer it. Chrissy, my last name is Ratliff and it has a rat in it. And as a teacher, I have always had lots of mice in my room because I embrace my rat in my name. So I have mice and rats all in my room, the cute ones. And Finally a Farm Girl, Chrissy, I believe is her name. Yes, it is. Has made this Matilda mouse. And this one is called Matilda Sews. And she has several different Matildas doing different things. I started this on some fabric I found. I don't even know what it is. If it's 40 count, I'll die. Because I would think I would not do that. But anyway, I picked my own fabrics and I started on Matilda Mouse. And Matilda Mouse has a tiny, 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 tiny little mouse right here in the pin cushion. And then she's stitching like something right here. And this is her stitches. So I've changed all the colors. But that's the little baby mouse on a tomato pincushion. So let me show you Matilda mouse again. So I'm stitching this right here and part of what she's sewing right here. I'm so excited to find somebody that has mice. That's exciting. So when I found her, and I think she lives near me. I've never met her. I think she lives near me, and I really hope to meet her one day. So Chrissy, if you know Chrissy from Finally a Farm Girl, tell her Cathy lives probably near her. I live in a town called Eustis, Florida, which is right down the road from Mount Dora, Florida. Oops. Okay, gotta put those up there. Okay. One more whip. And that is, let's see, I can't show you that. I had some Aida that I got from a thrift store. It was 14 count, 12 by 18 Aida. I got it for 50 cents at a thrift store. And I am making a gift for someone for Christmas. And here it is, but I need to show you the pattern. It's a PDF, so I can only show you a certain part of it. Come on, where's the part that's not the pattern? That's the pattern. I can't find the part that's not the pattern. So, I don't want to show a pattern because you're not supposed to do that. But I'll just say that this pattern spells out Texas. And it is from One of a Kind Baby Designs. Now, this has nothing to do with the baby, but that's who it's from, One of a Kind Baby Designs. It says Texas. It just spells out Texas, and it has cute things next to each letter. So I've done the T, and the T has an oil well. Here's the oil well. And then this is a boot. I haven't filled in the other parts of the boot. And then with every letter, there's something special about Texas. Let's see, one of them has, let me look. The oil well the T has the oil well in the boot. The E has a guitar for music. The X has a longhorn and a armadillo. The A has a cowboy hat on top of it, a star, and part of the Alamo that it shares with the S. And then the S has, of course, a blue bonnet. I'm from Texas. And this is a gift for someone that I know that's from Texas. So that's my last whip. And now I'm going to show you, excuse me, I'm going to show you my haul. So, first of all, I bought these needle threader for hand sewing things. And I'm sorry, they're called Azmix, A-Z-M-I-X. And I bought them, and the first time I used them, in about 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, they broke my needle. They're too thick, I think. This is what they look like. And I'm using, I can't remember the size needle, maybe 22. I'm sorry, I don't remember the size needle. But whatever size needle I was using, after doing this about 5 times, my needle broke. So it was too thick for that particular needle. That doesn't mean it doesn't work. It just means it doesn't work for the needle I was using. So be careful. Research it. Now I also bought some floss drops, and they are from, it doesn't say. If you go on Amazon and type in floss drops, you'll see these. These are clear floss drops. And they have, you know, a place right there for the thread you're using currently, and then this for the threads you haven't used yet. And they're just clear, and I really like them. They came, I think, 22 a package, but they are on Amazon.com, and they're easy to find. I don't have any floss drops, so, you know, there you go. They weren't very expensive. Okay, now let's go to patterns. I lost this pattern, but I found online that I had saved it on my computer. This is Stitching with Housewives Bunny Garden. It's called Farm Fresh Carrots. And I will probably be working on this after Christmas. But I really like that. And I bought some Aida. And I bought some dye. So I'll probably be doing that on 28 count Aida that I have hand dyed. And I'm going to do that during Christmas. Try my hand at hand dyeing fabric. And then I got another thing called Quote the Raven. I can't show it to you because all it is the raven that says Nevermore, and it is a free pattern. If you type in, if you Google Quote the Raven Nevermore free pattern, you will find it. I guess since it's free, I can show you, right? Yes. Duh. Okay, I will show you. This is it. Nevermore Quote the Raven. It is a free pattern on Google. Just type it in. And I'm not sure who makes it because I lost the other sheet. I think it's by Melissa Vandergriff. Pinkerton. No, that's not it. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I also I just typed in free cross stitch patterns, and I also came up with a country design by Melissa that is a winter pattern, and this is for free online. That's pretty. So you can just type in a country design by Melissa free patterns, and you'll find that. I'm thinking she did the Nevermore pattern, but I'm not sure. I also found this candle pattern, and I don't know who who did it online, but it's free. But it's just a Christmas candle, and that's free online if you type in free cross stitch patterns. And then I also got another free one called Chelsea's Chicken. And apparently Priscilla did this for Chelsea's birthday at one time a while back. And so Chelsea's Chicken is free online. It's 4 inches by 3 inches on 28 count black even weave. I'm not doing it on black. But this is it right here. And you can find that online for free. She must have done that for Chelsea's birthday, obviously. And then I also got Spring Green Salt Box by Melissa. Y'all just need to look at by Melissa because she has a lot of free stuff. It's very sweet. She had a Spring Green Salt Box for free online, and that was this one. So just go online, type in free patterns, and you'll get it. Now, 26 minutes and 19 seconds, and now I'm into my Colorado Cross Stitcher Summer Camp 2022 win. Like I won, like, you know, one of the prizes. And they give you like, okay, all of this. This is like 10 things. I'm not kidding. So I got all kinds of free cross stitch charts. One is called The Visitor by the Blackberry Rabbit. Isn't that beautiful? So thank you, Colorado Stitcher, Sherry, I think. And look, she sent me this. And she autographed it. Thank you very much. I'm fangirling all over this. May the Luck of the Irish Be With You by Lindsay Waite. Free pattern. Not to y'all. I just want it. Okay. And then she gave me several of these cross-stitch cards, and they have a chart on the back. So I'm not going to show you the chart, but these each have a chart on the back, and I have 3 of those to give to my stitchy friends. And then this is called Pansy Band Needle Case Accomplishments. So this is a needle case, and all the instructions for each page and everything are in this package. So that was really sweet. Thank you, thank you, thank you, Colorado Stitcher. And there's more. Just My Type That's a Lori Holt thing, isn't it? No, it's So Emma, Just My Type. I bet y'all seen that. I love that. Cross stitch pattern. Thank you, Colorado Stitcher. And this is Pansy Patch Quilts and Stitchery. So all these people donated these patterns to Colorado Stitcher for her summer camp. And so thank you, Pansy Patch Quilts. Hope Summer at Pansy Patch Manor. That's really sweet. Heart and Hands. This is America Land That I Love. It's a little small. There you go. Another small called Flip It by Lizzie and Kate. It's called Peace. Nice little ornament. And Franny Ritter Designs Old Crow Brew, a Halloween stitch. Yeah, this is all, I want all this. This is Cottage of the Month, June by Country Cottage Needleworks. I'm sure y'all have seen this at some point in your stitching career. Fabulous. And another Country Cottage Needleworks April Sampler of the Month. Yes, I'm still showing you things I won. Prim Stitch Series Home and Hearth, number 6 of 12. My husband just said dinner's ready. Okay, dear, I'm coming. And be kind to one another, a companion sampler to be exceedingly diligent. It says, this vertical sampler is designed to accompany a Quaker-inspired horizontal sampler created a few years back by our dear friend, the late Susan Richardson. We use the same color palette, so the two all cross-stitch pieces could be displayed together. Okay, so this is the one that this is a companion to by Susan Richardson. So that's not this one. This is this one. And I'll hold it up close and sort of go from bottom to top. Isn't that pretty? I would love to stitch both of those. And then last but not least, Casting a Spell, Blackbird Designs. This has a bunch of little, Halloween-y things. So and then it has a couple of pillows in it. So that was all from Colorado Stitcher. So thank you so much. That's all I have. I would appreciate you liking and subscribing, and I really appreciate you telling other floss tubers about me. My name is Cathy Ratliff. Cathy Ratliff at Cathy's Corner. I'm trying to gain some subscribers, so I'd appreciate it if you could just spread the word that if you like what I have to show you. I have some quilting things to show too, but I'll show that in another video. So thank you so much for watching and listening and waiting till the end. I appreciate it. Golly, have a great day, a great week, and a great life. Bye-bye.